networking events can be great if you use them well, right? So like building three meaningful relationships might be a lot better than meeting 30 transactional ones and filling up your phone with that.
Absolutely, man. And that's where, yeah, that's been my change of mind as well too. Because I think I used to go to conferences or events and stuff like that with the idea of just like not trying to hard close people, but trying to figure out if they're basically worth it, right? Which was like, it was super shallow. It also didn't
Yeah,
make me feel good, right?
right.
But and then truthfully, yeah, everyone was doing the same to me too, right? So you're just in a room of shallowness.
Yeah. What do you do? What's your offer? It's very shallow.
Yeah.
And
This is Super Sass Bros with Cory and Jayde. Let's jump in.
hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Super Sass Bros. I am Jayde, this is Cory, and we are your hosts. Today, we got a fun one for you guys. GPT-5 was just released, so we'll nerd out about that a little bit. I am in Houston, Texas right now, doing this podcast out of a hotel, so hopefully you guys can hear me okay. But dude, GPT-5, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I was pretty stoked for it. So I missed the live stream. I watched some of it afterwards. And then I was just waiting for it to like roll out. It rolled out on my phone first, funny enough. And it wasn't on, the web app wasn't updated quite yet. But then once it went, it was pretty cool. Like to me, I'm like, I like that it is like a lot of it was like not to make sure it's not as agreeable with you, because it used to be like previous chat GPTs, especially like the everyday use ones, right? We're not talking about like some of the deeper like kind of pro models and heavier thinking models, but like just the everyday use one, always super agreeable with you, right? It would always be like, oh yeah, if you tell it like, oh yeah, you missed this, they're like, you know what, you're right, we totally missed this. And I'm like, actually no, you were right. They're like, you know what, yeah, I was right. It's just like it always agreed with you. So I'm finding that it is better at not not agreeing with you as much if it is truly like something is truly wrong or truly right. It's hallucinating a little bit less, I'm finding. And I'm finding that it is also asking very like kind of like single questions. Like after it give like, you know, if you give it something, it will ask you maybe a single question as like an initial like trying to get more information from you first before just diving right into an output. Yeah, so pretty cool. Like I think I like it a decent amount. It seems like it's moving pretty quick. But I do know there were some hiccups as well with the rollout.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know there was a whole thing because I've seen it being updated, and now they have like I think it's fast. Was it fast pro and thinking or something like that, or like I forget what it is now inside. But maybe I should just open it up and just
Yeah,
tell you right now.
take a quick
Yeah, it
peek,
says
yeah.
auto, fast, thinking, and then pro. Where before they just had GPT-5 and then GPT-5 thinking. So
Right.
seems like they've kind of changed it. So it's default to auto, which is kind of cool because now you don't have to necessarily pick like if you
which
want
one.
thinking or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just like say straight up like, hey, I'm doing some deep research on this, and it will just automatically pull that tool for deep research.
Yeah.
So that is pretty cool. I like that. So it's just,
Yeah.
we've talked about this before, I think with the Atom project as well too, when we started talking about like I'll call it token arbitrage, right? Where or just efficient token usage, right? Where the task doesn't require like a heavy model or a heavy thinking
Right.
model, and so it can just like auto use the right one, so it's like maximizing the token usage, which is
Yeah.
so nice, so sick. So yeah, I think pretty cool. I don't know if it's as big as going from GPT-3 to 4 or getting like the custom GPTs and all that sort of stuff, but GPT-5 is cool, I would say.
Yeah, I would agree. And I know it's benchmarked against other different models across other different providers, and it is
Yeah.
blowing these guys out of the water in terms of benchmarks.
Yeah.
However, I'm seeing a lot of shade being thrown at it because I guess they deprecated or like removed the way to choose different types of models. and people are very confused as to why you would do that because they might want to select a certain model. I think this goes
Yeah.
back to the auto feature. Um, so that they didn't really talk about them doing that. They kind of just did it, and people were very kind of confused, right?
Yeah.
So that was super interesting. But what I've seen personally with me using it is, yeah, definitely less hallucinations. It's better at math. You can't really trick it on like before you could be like, Heather's mom has three daughters, like Cindy and Ashley. What is her third daughter's name? And she wouldn't know, or it wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Like gender rolling it now, giving it a gender. But yeah, I think it's definitely better. I think it's definitely better, but the shade that I'm seeing against it is the fact that you can't now select, and they just kind of just took away the ability to just choose different models.
Yeah, that one did surprise me. I did not expect that because usually, like in the past, a new model got released, it just kind of added to that drop down list of models you can pick. I haven't looked, but is that the same on the developer side, like the API side, or no? Like I'm assuming you can still access all those.
Actually, you can definitely still access them because all our software is still working, and some of them we haven't even
True.
upgraded to GPT-5, so it's definitely still working. But
Just on the
yeah,
front, the actual chat GPT itself. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So that's super interesting. But
Yeah, and also I don't know if you saw it as well too. Kind of dumb. This is more of like gossip in the tech world, but people were they're calling it like Chartgate or something like that because a bunch of
Chartgate?
yeah. So like
Okay.
like what was it, like Watergate, like the big scandal in the U.S. and stuff like that. People always use that as like something gate. So Chartgate is basically like some of the results that they showed in the charts uh, blatantly showed that like ChatGPT 5 was overperforming, but the actual number was smaller than the other two bars, but the bars were lower.
Mm,
So they're like,
okay.
okay, so you actually just made the bar bigger, even though the number is smaller.
Smaller. Okay.
So
That's kind of
someone
funny.
on their, I don't know, I guess it would technically would be their PR and marketing team. Whoever put this together kind of messed up.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, guys. Charts are charts. Like, just throw numbers in and shit automatically just do its thing. Like,
Yeah.
but they're
Let
manually
it do.
doing it. They're manually like adjusting.
Let it do what it needs to do. Yeah. So it doesn't work at scale, and they just, yeah, marketing, man. It's marketing. That's what it
Damn.
is.
They didn't think
Yeah.
anyone would catch it, but they did. So,
But they did.
so anyways, that was the one funny thing that people were calling out on them. They're like, now everyone's like going back to all the other, releases that they've had to see.
To check the chart and see if they did the same thing the other ones, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, man. I mean, they gotta do what they gotta do to try and get more people using it. So,
Yeah.
whatever. And I mean, any press is good press, I guess. So it's working
Yeah.
for them. People are probably checking it out, right? So
Exactly.
that's cool. But yeah, how was your week?
Week's been really good. Yeah, super busy. I'm super excited. I have a founders dinner tonight with an unreal stack of founders. Like it's like a roster of about 20 people. It's like a paid founders like dinner.
Yeah.
But just some elite people in there. So a guy that used to be in a coaching group with me is hosting this dinner. Then he shot me an invite, and so I'm pumped to go to that dinner tonight. But I've gone to a lot of events over the last like couple weeks here, kind of averaging around like one or two a week, which is pretty good. Because events why I love them. They're actually quite exhausting.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
talking to people, right? Like
Yeah.
just over and over and over and over again. So, yeah, but it's been great. I've met some awesome people at some of these like kind of tech and like business entrepreneurship networking events. But the first event that I went to a few weeks ago, one of the best events I've been to in a long time. And because most networking events are super simple, like they're standard. Like you go, a little bit of network, you maybe grab a drink or some hors d'oeuvres or whatever it might be. Then there's
Yeah.
like a keynote speech or some sort of keynote presentation. And then there's more networking afterwards. And that's basically how the night just goes.
Right.
This event was a little bit different. It started off the same, like just, networking around all this stuff. But then the host was like intermittently coming on the mic, and as she met people, she'd call them out and be like, "Hey, just met this guy. If you're interested in this, go talk to him. He's just over there." And so she would
Right.
call people out as she kind of heard, and so she would direct people to go. And so that first event, I actually had people lining up to talk to me because I had on my thing. I said Corey, and I just said the AI guy, and people just somehow loved that. And so she called out on the mic, and she's like, "He's standing on the patio over there. If you're interested in AI," and he's like, "Go talk to him."
So-
And then like people were like, "Oh yeah," everyone kind of mingling over, right? So I thought that was pretty cool because
I love that.
sometimes when you go into networking events, so like you scope the room.
Yeah.
You look around and you're like, all right, who am I going to jump into a group and just awkwardly make my way in? Am I
Yeah.
going to find the person that's by themselves and just try to strike up a conversation? You're trying to find that person or people to talk to. And so she made it really easy and just like directing people to each other.
Right.
But then in the middle of the night, she was like, okay, we're doing activity. I was like, cool. She broke everyone up into 5 groups of 10. So there's 50 people there. And as a group of 10, you had 10 minutes to work together. Each of you have a minute to share what you do, what your expertise is, and stuff like that. And then as a group, you have to come up with a new business that combines all of it.
Oh, I like that.
All of
I
your
really
expertise.
like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and she's like, sometimes actually like a really great idea comes out of it. And some people actually try to move forward with like whatever that idea is. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's just super goofy, whatever, right? So that was really cool because it was like a really quick activity, 10 minutes. And then as a group, you had to present to everyone. And everyone had to talk. So you had 10 minutes to figure it out, 2 minutes to practice presenting, and then 2 minutes to actually present as a
Wow.
group of 10.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, so but it was really cool because everyone at the event got to share with everyone else who they are, what they do, why should they care. And
love
so it was phenomenal. So
Love that.
I have her saved as like one of like kind of my favorites on Eventbrite as like hosting events.
Yeah.
And funny enough, she started by starting dating events. So she has a company called Toronto Dating Hub, and so she actually started dating events in COVID. She's just
That's why
taken a
she's
lot
so
of what's been
good at
successful there.
icebreakers.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was like, that's so cool. That's so smart. So she's trying to do more like business matchmaking is what she's calling it.
I love that. Yeah, I mean, coming from the dating world, if you're going to come into the business and try and just bring that expertise into it, it's a great way to do it. You're obviously excellent at icebreakers, so just bring that to the business world. That's the thing, man, about like these events. Like I used to not really like conferences or events, and I'm slowly starting to come around to it. It's obviously like scenario contingent, but I will say that when I have gone to these events, it's almost very robotic, and I hate it because it's like, hey, I'm Kyle. What do you do? And it's like, okay, well, this is what I do. Oh, what do you do? Oh, okay, cool. Oh, is there opportunity? It's just like, I feel like the personal aspect of it, like who you are as a human and things like that, actually getting to know the person, the dating part of it, right? Like, I mean, it gets away from the robotic side of it and very much more of like the genuine side of it and the like authentic side, like building meaningful relationships, right?
Yep.
And not just trying to find value from each other. I think that's very shallow, right?
It's transactional. Yeah.
It's transactional. It's very transactional. And I think like what I've seen in my experience is this is why you'll meet a bunch of people. Like I've gone to like even last year a lot of these law firm conferences, and you'd meet a bunch of people, you'd exchange information, and then you have a bunch of calls booked for that week or the week after, and you'd be lucky if 20% of them actually happen, right? So, and it's just because like there was no actual like meaningful, it was just very transactional, very shallow, and they did that 72 other times, right?
Right. Yeah.
So that's what I would say. But I do think networking events can be great if you use them well, right? So like building 3 meaningful relationships might be a lot better than meeting 30 transactional ones and filling up your phone with that.
Absolutely, man. And that's where, Yeah, that's been my change of mind as well too, because I think I used to go to conferences or events and stuff like that with the idea of just like trying to, not trying to hard close people, but trying to figure out if they're basically worth it, right? Which was like, it was super shallow. It also
Yeah.
didn't make me feel good, right?
Right.
So, but and then truthfully, like yeah, everyone was doing the same to me too, right? So you're just in a room of shallowness.
Yeah. What do you do? What's your offer? It's very shallow.
Yeah.
And I mean, even we went to Fun Launch last year. I built one
Mm-hmm.
relationship and it's still with me today, you know? And like I got a lot of work out of it. And even if it's not
Yeah.
directly that person, they'll keep you in mind. You'll stay in their mind. They might refer you to someone else who needs your services. Or I think the services piece and what you do should not be like the entire conversation, right? But
Yeah.
like a nice little like, hey, and it's like the gravy on top. But yeah, I think when people are just like, holy shit, like you're actually a really cool dude, you know? You play
Yeah.
soccer and you do this, and like you start to find
Mm-hmm.
things that you actually relate on. It's the relationships are spilled. So
Yeah, man. So that's been what I've been trying to focus on. It's just pure relationship building without, necessarily seeing them as like dollar signs, right? Because yeah, maybe sure one day someone would turn into a client, but it doesn't have to, right? So that's been great. From that, I think from that event, like I booked like 4 kind of follow up like coffee chats and had all of them, which were great.
yeah,
And again, it was just one of those things where it's just like just meeting, just to, it's almost like you're chatting with a friend, right? Like trying to just build a relationship there. So yeah, that's been really good. So the last few weeks, a lot of my calendar has been filled up with a lot of these like kind of follow up conversations and going to these events and all that stuff. Cause yeah, I think more and more we've realized that this business that we're running is like just heavily relationship based,
yeah.
word of mouth, referrals, and you meet a lot of these new people going to events like this, right?
Yeah,
So,
it also makes it a lot more fun too. I find
mhm.
like you're gonna meet them again. You're almost excited. Like you're excited. You're like happy. Makes the work that you do a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah,
And I don't know. I just if this is what you're gonna be doing, every day for years and years, like enjoy. Just don't.
yeah,
Yeah, try and enjoy it as much as you can. You know.
right. And even actually, what's been cool too was a couple of events later, I actually saw some of the same people at these
Mhm.
events, which is also pretty cool because even if you didn't have coffee chats with them, you're seeing the same people at some of these events, and it's just like a good reason to catch up. And I literally saw a guy at another rooftop event, and I looked at him, and I was like, he looked at me, I was like, "You were at the last event too, weren't you?" And he's like,
Mhm.
"Yeah, I was. I think we talked briefly at the end, but we didn't really get to fully connect, and then we
Yeah.
got to have a full conversation this time around." So
Yeah.
it's cool that like if you're gonna do it, you're gonna go to local events in your city. Go consistently because there's
Yeah.
generally the same people going, and it's a great way without having to book like an extra call or coffee chat or something like that with people. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, another thing I've been
Yeah.
trying to do is also walking meetings with people. Usually, people always like, "Hey, let's have a coffee chat." I've been offering to people now. I'm like, "Yeah, you want to grab coffee, but then just like go for a walk?" And they're like,
Dude.
"Cool, so
So
much
good.
better."
Dude, the amount of time, yeah, it's so much better. Like, get a workout in. The amount of time, like, I have just built so many relationships just going to the gym and just getting
Yeah,
a
you
workout
do a
with
lot
people.
of like you go to the gym with
That's
so many people. Yeah,
that's what I do. Is like that's my place. I go to the gym, go for a workout because
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
It's such a great thing, man. So I rather just get moving, and people tend to talk more too when they're moving as well too, because they're comfortable. When you're sitting down, and you're just talking to someone, you're just like, that's it, and there's nothing else, and then like you kind of fiddling with your coffee or your hands, and you just
yeah.
don't know where to go. When you're walking, there's like it's just more natural.
So
Yeah,
natural. Yeah, there's
yeah,
an activity going on for sure.
yeah, man. But how's your week been, man?
Week's been good. Yeah, started a YouTube channel. I don't know if I told the podcast about that.
You haven't. Tell us.
No, yeah. I think posted my first video 2 weeks ago. Posted my most recent one beginning of this week. The goal is to do one a week. Want to have 50 by next summer. So it's really just like me just documenting what we're doing, like exactly what we're doing here, guys, on the podcast. It's just more of like a video format, kind of taking you through our days,
Yeah.
documenting things for us to kind of see when we look back, what troubles that we're having, the problems that we're facing, the successes that we're having, diving into the code, the relationships, things like that. So just another form of content. Content is something that, even us as a team have just decided to just dial in a lot more on. So this is just me doing my part. I know you do a lot on LinkedIn, so
Yep.
that it's been going well. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm really getting a lot more comfortable talking in front of a camera. I think it was definitely something that I've just never obviously done before, right? So
Yeah.
that's been something that's new to me. That's been a lot of fun. So I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
I enjoyed the first video, man.
I
I haven't
appreciate
watched
it.
the second one yet. It's on my it's queued up for me to go watch, but I really enjoyed the first video because I didn't know what to
Yeah.
expect. I didn't know what kind of format you were going to do, how you're going to document it, but I won't spoil it for anyone. Just like go watch it and just enjoy. Basically documented your whole day. It was super cool.
Yeah, documenting the day. Yeah, just gonna continue documenting the day, workouts, meetings, code, proposals, all that fun stuff. So at Jayde Devon or YouTube, you can just type in Jayde Devon, Jade Silva, check it out. Got my first two YouTube videos on there. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff.
We'll throw it in the podcast.
Throw it in the podcast description.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's really been the only thing I'd say is new for me. Our pipeline's looking good.
Yeah.
Work is moving forward. So I think past couple months, and you guys have obviously heard this because we've been talking about it, have been it's been a roller coaster, and it's been kind of a ride.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like it's like this too shall pass is like such a true statement. So it's like pipeline's looking good, but in anything, it's like with the ups are the downs, and the downs are the ups. So but I'm like, yeah, I'm really excited with everything that's been going on, and I've learned so much. So, and I'm just like stoked to just keep going. So yeah, but
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's it has been a roller coaster. Like I feel for me, like at least like this whole year actually has been quite the roller coaster. Like
Yeah.
so many learnings from like I look back to when we kind of like were diving fully into it like in January. And where we started, and I don't know if we've actually said this in the podcast yet, but like we spent like a ton of months on like outreach methods that just always fell flat. Always.
yeah,
Never really worked. And
Yeah.
we finally have switched because Jay just mentioned a little bit how we've kind of dove fully into content and going to these events and stuff to move away from like the mass outreach, like so the mass email and LinkedIn and all this stuff. Because truthfully, it was just falling flat. It wasn't working.
it's just
I
so
don't know-
saturated. Yeah, this
just-
market is just so saturated. Like I get
Yeah.
these emails every day about people trying to sell me on work.
Dude, my spam inbox is just
Yeah.
filled with it.
Yeah.
Filled.
Yeah.
So ours would just be landing in the same spot.
Probably, yeah. I think for me, the learning lesson is just like, just pay attention to the data quicker. Like, I think I kind of had the blindfolds on for so long. I'm like, oh, we just need enough volume and just keep doing what we're doing. But at the same time, it's like, well, what is happening? What's working? What isn't working? It's always a toss up between like, you haven't done enough yet versus you're doing the wrong thing. And I think, yeah, it's like, when do you know when to pivot? And there's never like a flag on like, this means that you should now pivot.
Yeah.
So it's really just strategic thinking, and yeah, I think we've made the right decision.
I think so too. I think for a while we considered some of the vanity metrics, like to be like something's working, we're just not getting the final result. But we said that for months. So I think we did pivot at the right time.
Yeah.
I think obviously in hindsight's 2020, we probably would have wanted to just pivot earlier. But on the bright side, learned how to write some great copy.
Yeah, exactly.
So if there's ever a business that requires that, right, then
Yeah.
we know that how to actually go down that path, right, which is kind of cool. So
Exactly.
skills were still learned.
Yeah,
The lesson was learned, but we had to pivot away from
totally. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's good. Cool, guys. Thank you so much for listening. We do these weekly. We are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Check us out. You're able to leave a rating and review. Really appreciate all your support that you guys have done. Check out Cory on LinkedIn. You can check out my YouTube channel at Jayde Devon. Check out the podcast. Thank you so much, guys, and we will see you next week.
Later. Thank you for listening to another episode of Super Sass Bros with Cory and Jayde. We'll see you next time.